Hi everybody, it's Susan with Pumpkin Hill Stampers. I have a quick, fun springtime card for you today for the show and tell. We're going to be using two stamp sets. We're going to be using Thankful Thoughts and Swirly Bird. I've had this one for a while and haven't really used it too much, so we're going to make this one today. So we're going to be using two colors, Rich Razzleberry and Lemon Lime Twist, to create our fun front and center portions of our card. So let's just go ahead and get started. So we have a card base of Rich Razzleberry, and I've just folded that in half. It's a half sheet of cardstock. Then I have two pieces of Whisper White. I've cut my center one a little smaller, just so there's a little more of that Rich Razzleberry showing around the edge. But you can cut them to the size you want. You might want a bigger edge around the front as well. Okay, see the difference? But because these flowers are really large, I decided to keep it as big as possible. Now I'm going to go ahead and stamp my greeting first, and then I can add my floral images around the edges. So I don't want to have to worry about having enough space there. So I'm just going to start with my words. So I'm stamping the thank you so much right in the center. And then I can work from the center to my edges to fill in with my flowers and my leaves. Okay? So let me go ahead and put that up there. So I'm going to be doing some active edge stamping, so I have my scrap mat down to catch the extra ink. And these are with the photopolymer, so you can really see your placement. So I'll put one big one down in the bottom corner, and I'm going to put another one in the top corner. So I'm stamping these with full ink. So they're nice and dark. Now I'm going to come in with a smaller swirl, and this time I'm going to stamp, as you can see, this one I'm going to stamp 3 times, and each time I stamp I'm not going to re-ink. So each one's going to be a slightly lighter shade. We call that stamping off. And I'm just going to create like a triple flower there. And I'm going to do that again. Put 2 over here, and then I'm just going to repeat that below. So a lot of times I talk about doing things with odd numbers. So as you can see, I've got 3 and 3, but then I've got really offsetting in the total scheme of things. I've got 2 with extra pieces on the side, so altogether I've got a total of an odd space. Okay, so now let's go ahead and put some leaves on. So I'm going to stamp the full leaf first, and that's with our Lemon Lime Twist. I really like this green. I like the way it kind of gives it a pop of color. It's probably one of my favorite greens to use at the moment. So again, I'm going to stamp twice with the leaf, one with solid color, and stamp it again so it's a slightly lighter shade. And don't worry about spinning your cardstock around. Put it where it feels right to stamp your image. Okay? So I'm just going to come back with the vine of that flower leaf there. And you might want to stamp that with full ink on, both the darker and the lighter, just so it'll give you a little more detail. But then it's your card. You decide how much shading you want. And then I'm going to come in with this fun splash stamp from the set. Just kind of creates like a background drop. So again, I'm going to stamp with full ink, and then I'm going to stamp again so it's a lighter shade. And I'm just going to kind of offset where I put those. And you can put as many of that on there as you want. And that'll also decide on like how much space is between your words and your flowers. Okay, so that's going to be our front. And then for the inside, we're going to kind of repeat the theme. So let me bring my piece of cardstock in. Now this time I'm not using the larger flowers, so I want to give enough space on the inside that if you want to add a little note, you have space to write in. So again, I'm starting with my greeting. Now on the front of the card I did my flowers and then my leaves, but on the inside I decided to do the reverse. So I'm going to stamp my leaves first in the corners, and then I'm going to go back and add the flowers, repeating that whole stamping off process where we get the 3 and they're all a little bit lighter. I found this was a little bit easier to do this way because now I want a lot of white space, so if I start in the far corners, I can make it as tight or as loose as I want for the imaging. I hope that makes sense. So where on the front I wanted to fill the space, on the inside I want to decorate it, but I want to leave it kind of more open. So you can overlap the flowers and the buds as much as you want to. So there's our inside. Okay, so now let's go ahead and put the card together. So we just need snail for this one. Now you could add ribbons to this if you want, or some Wink of Stella if you want to add some rhinestones. You can certainly dress it up to fit your crafting style, but it's really fabulous, just simple, without all that extra bling on this one. So there's that one. Try not to rub my fingers over what might still be a little bit of wet ink. And then on the inside, remember I trimmed this one a little bit smaller, so we have a little more of an edge around our card. So there we go. And then I've repeated that same flower pattern on my envelope to dress it all up, to make it match. So I hope you enjoyed our little show and tell card this morning. I will have all the details listed on my newsletter next week, so if you don't get my show and tell news already on Tuesday, subscribe, the link is below, and then this video along with the recipe document will be on that webpage. And you can also email me directly if there's only just like one project you're looking at or have a question. I'm always happy to reply to emails with inquiries. So I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. If you guys are shopping for products, please consider shopping with me. My shopping link is below as well. And it is retirement season for us. The retiring list did come out this week, so look online and see what wonderful things will be going away. Of course, we'll have wonderful things coming in again, but if there's something you have to have, get it sooner than later because we will sell out of many things. Alright everybody, I hope you have a great springtime day, and I will see you all again the next time we do a show and tell. Bye-bye for now.